So Mallydams Wood was donated to the RSPCA in 1961, and the society's been here ever since. So we have the Wildlife Centre, which is where the treatment and rehabilitation of our wildlife patients happens, and then the Education Centre, which is where we are now. And there is a separate dedicated education team that operate independently from us in the Wildlife Centre. There's also a fairly large private woodland, which is absolutely beautiful. It's out that way, but obviously it's dark, so we can't see it. And it provides habitat for quite a lot of wildlife species, including the endangered hazel dormouse. So Mallydams is one of 4 national RSPCA wildlife centres. We're obviously the one on the south coast, and the others are scattered throughout the country. All 4 centres operate in a very similar way and deal with quite similar species, but obviously with a bit of geographic variation. So what do we actually do? So our main role is the assessment, treatment, and then rehabilitation of wildlife casualties. And we have facilities to be able to treat the majority of British wild species, with the only major exception really being deer, which we do refer elsewhere. So specifically, we've got facilities for seal pups, and I've just been told we've got 18 in at the moment, which is quite a large number. And we also have specialist facilities and also expertise for treating oil birds, and I'll be telling you about that in a lot of detail later on. Once our patients are fit and healthy, all of them are always released back into their wild habitats. So the Mallydams staff, we are highly experienced staff of rehabilitation professionals. So this is made up of Peter, who is in the corner back there. Peter is our centre manager. So any complaints, direct to Peter, please. We have two main veterinary surgeons, Amy, who you'll be hearing from shortly, and myself, I'm Jo. And we have 1 full-time veterinary nurse, who is Anna, who's over here. We also have a few casual veterinary staff now, one of which is Cassie, who is also with us today. She's over there. Oh, Sam's here as well. Oh, hi, Sam. I haven't met Sam yet. Hello, nice to meet you. And then we also have our rehabilitation team manager, who's Richard, and supervisor Jess. If you're ever talking to us about transferring patients, it's usually those 2 that you're actually coordinating that with. And then we have our team of really highly skilled wildlife assistants who are absolutely incredible, and between them have such an enormously high level of knowledge about all sorts of wildlife. So it's really a privilege to work amongst this team. So where do our patients come from? So a lot of them come directly from members of the public. The RSPCA inspectors do bring us patients as well. That tends to be the larger animals like foxes and badgers. And also we get a lot of patients from vet practices. Obviously that's where most of you guys come in. And we would actively really like to encourage referral of wildlife patients for rehabilitation. We also get patients referred from other wildlife centres and from partner charities. So in particular, the British Divers Marine Life Rescue pick up and bring in most of the seal pups that we have, and they do really amazing work. So what can we do for you guys? So first of all, patient referrals. As I said, we're extremely happy to take referrals from vet practices. We do ask that this is after assessment, and that's to avoid the transfer of patients that aren't viable, which obviously isn't good for their welfare. And we do want to remind people to just always send some clinical notes. In particular, with lots of our wild patients, it's really important we know exactly where they were found. So we'd really ask for that information to be passed on, as well as what you've done with that animal so far. Now, if you ask us to transfer a patient, normally we can make that happen, but it is done by volunteer drivers. So when it happens, depends on their availability. So just do bear that in mind if we're trying to arrange a transfer. And if we can't make that happen within a time frame that you're happy with, you're always welcome to bring patients yourself. We also are very happy to provide remote advice to vets and nurses in practice, and that's with regards to patients that you would like to refer, but also others as well. If it's urgent, so if you've got an animal in front of you and you want an opinion quite rapidly, it's always best to call. But if it's not urgent, email can be better because it can allow us a bit more time to give a more detailed answer. And also we do training, of course. So this is now our 2nd CPD session. I think some people have returned after the first, so that's promising. There might be some recordings going out afterwards if we put them together. So we intend to do some recordings of the sessions from last time, which were on wildlife triage and initial care. And the second one was on decision making in wild avian trauma cases, and send them to you guys here via links. So hopefully that will happen within the next few weeks or so. So if any of you weren't there and you would like to see those, I particularly encourage you to watch the one on triage because it covers a lot of the first principles. So our CPD sessions are aimed at small animal vets and nurses who see some wildlife but would like to improve their knowledge. Okay, so next we have a short video made by our very talented wildlife assistant, Shana, who is in the back, but she's very shy, so we'll leave her there. So it just nicely explains what we do.
We are Mallydams Wood RSPCA. Every day we are here to rescue, rehabilitate and release wild animals. Working with injured, unwell or orphaned wildlife, we help them to heal and grow, always aiming to give them a second chance back in the wild where they belong. Our hospital is made up of highly trained wildlife assistants, a skilled veterinary team experienced in wildlife medicine, and some truly amazing and dedicated volunteers. Seals, pigeons, foxes, toads, we care for a whole range of animal patients. We help to inspire our local community to look after the wildlife we share our world with, and teach the next generation of vets and animal care students about the importance of wildlife rehabilitation. We work to create a better world for every animal, spreading knowledge about how to live alongside wildlife, encouraging people to call us for help when an animal needs us, and by giving every animal that comes through our doors the kindness and help they need in that moment. We are Mallydams Wood, helping wildlife since 1961, and we are the RSPCA, helping animals since 1824.
And here are some contact details. So again, obviously we've got a printout of these. So the top email address is the general one, and that's the one you can find on the website. If you do want clinical advice, it's best to contact me and Amy directly. That's the way you'll get the fastest response. And it's usually best to contact both of us because we job share. So then whoever is in on that specific day will hopefully pick it up as soon as possible. The landline number is public, so you're welcome to pass that on to whoever needs it. The mobile number below is only for professional use, so for vet practices and the inspectors and other charities have it. So you guys are extremely welcome to use that to contact us for clinical advice, or if you do have a patient that you want to transfer, but please don't pass that one onto the public.